and intermittent problems. It says the best. It says the best digital multimeter sample and display rate is approximately 4 times per second. That's 250 milliseconds, and I can't think what the minimum last scope the bar requires to be.
Man, I can think faster than that.
There is a minimum requirement, but I forgot what it was for bar to have a lab scope in the shop. When they come to your shop, you just can't have any type of lab scope. It has to be a minimum sample rate. I want to say it's a how about 10 times? I forget what it was though. I forget what it is.
Oh, what the sample rate was when
Yeah,
they first said it when it came out?
yeah. Cause my fluke is it, and I forgot what it was. But when bar come to your shop, they expect to see a lab scope when they do inspect your tools. If
Yeah.
you give them like a cheap, if you show them a cheap lab scope, they're gonna say no, it disqualifies you. It has to be a certain sample rate.
Oh, okay. And that's when the requirement was what first came about.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what that was either.
I used to know the number, I forgot. 'Cause I know my fluke had it's that sample rate, and I forgot what it was though. Fuck. I'm gonna find out. And right here, now here's a picture of another glitch. This is a glitch also. And you can see this. You can see right here, this is closed throttle. Here. This one the throttle is increasing. And at a certain point, the carbon track on that throttle is worn out. And that's when it drops down. And as soon as you go by it, it goes back up again. You can see it looks perfect on this way up here. But this dropout is the problem.
Yeah, that'll cut your fuel off for a sec.
Yeah. If you got electronic transmission, it'll mess with the transmission.
Yeah.
Cause I think you decel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I say before you change the transmission, make sure everything on the PCM side is working correctly. Because that could affect the electronic controlled transmission.
You think that was a set of code?
But transmission, yeah.
No, no, that little glitch might
This
not
one,
even computer might not even pick it up and set a
it
code.
all depends how fast it is. Like that Ford Escort just told you about, that set a code for low TPS voltage. Now I've seen other cars that had a drivability problem and no glitch. I mean no code. I'm sorry, no code. I mean, but it had a glitch. It had no DTC, but it had a glitch. It all depends how fast you can catch it. Now here's a
Well,
good.
just get out your brain, master.
I still had that thing,
Get
believe it or
that
not.
thing fixed.
Believe it or not, I still had that in the garage. Believe it or not, I think I still had that in the
I
garage.
I have both of mine.
I think I seen a box in the garage. Now here's an obvious glitch. Also, this could be a mass airflow sensor or a crank sensor. This is a digital square wave, and obviously this missing gap right here is a problem. Where'd my spotlight go?
Unless that's a trigger wheel that has a gap.
That's true also, right? That's the other issue, right? Is it a
That could be normal.
yeah? Is it a shuttle wheel indicating number one, or is it a problem? And that's when you gotta know the sensor, the
Right.
component you're checking, because you're right. It could be indicating top dead center,
Yep.
right?
So you can go to like a database and maybe find known good waveforms.
Yeah. That's why I say you should store your own known good waveform or be a part. Like if you get a Pico scope, they have a group. IATN has a group, right? Known good waveforms. Even Facebook has a last scope forum. I'm part of. I think it's
Oh, no
Pico.
kidding.
Yeah, I think it's P. I think it's Pico. Is it Pico? Is it Pico or just lab scopes? I don't know.
I'm sure there's a pretty good database of waveforms out there.
Oh yeah. But if you buy a Pico scope, they have a massive database, right? And I think it's free. I think it's free also. But anyway, this is a glitch, right? And obviously that would cause a problem. Now this one,
That one's got a bad ground.
yeah, you're exactly right. Now look at this one. The top one is the RPM signal. Right? This is your RPM signal here. The bottom one is an initial control module to help trigger the coils. Now you can see here, this is a 5-volt digital signal here. But over here, it went to 2 volts. Now obviously the computer's not going to recognize this. Then over here, it wasn't even pulled to ground, like Kermit just said. So obviously this car stopped running.
Yeah, those other ones are actually still 5 volts. They're just not dropping all the way to ground.
Yeah, it's not dropping to the ground. But you can see here, this actually went down to 2 and didn't go to the ground at all. See, it's all about 2.
No, it's still up at 5.
Oh, you talking
Still
about
up at 5. It's just not dropping all the way to ground.
Oh, you talking about the height right here? Yeah, I'm talking about the amplitude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right that the height of it is at 5, but the amplitude is about 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. It didn't come to the ground. You're exactly right. All right. Now, obviously, a voltmeter wouldn't catch this, but a lab scope can.